Hi guys, welcome back to Far From the Farm. We are a military family and we're currently in a government shutdown and we don't know if we're going to get paid. So tonight my husband and I, we promised ourselves we'd have like a $0 date day. And so we raided our pantry for dessert tonight, and this is me gathering the ingredients. And earlier that day we'd found an old gift card to Starbucks, so we treated ourselves there. And then we just ate out of our freezer. We usually stock up on a few freezer meals every couple of months, and we're thankful for those right now because we don't know when our next paycheck's coming. So yeah, in my pantry, my friends had just moved from Washington to North Carolina, and they gave us a bunch of groceries. So I was like really unsure what we had. And as a Brit, I don't usually use pumpkin. So I gathered these things from the pantry. Set the oven to the standard kind of 350 because I thought I'm going to try one of these American dump cakes I see everybody making, but I don't have one of the really pretty slow cookers. I use my Instant Pot as a slow cooker. So I greased a 9x13 pan, or I use spray oil rather, and here's me just tackling the just one can of pumpkin. We don't really use pumpkin very much at all in England. It's like I've seen people use it in a curry and maybe a soup, but never a dessert or anything like that. And latterly it's come over as kind of like Starbucks, like pumpkin spice and things, but I don't genuinely like pumpkin. So I was hoping, my husband's American, so I was really hoping that we could find something that was easy and cheap to make at home that we both loved. And this kind of hit the spot, I won't lie. So yeah, don't love the smell of pumpkin. It's like, if anybody's thinking it's going to be sweet when they open that can, it's not. It tastes like a full-on veggie. I guess Americans are more healthy when it comes to putting stuff in their cakes. And yeah, anybody else stressed about the government shutdown? That's all I can think about. I know we're supposed to lay our worries at the cross and everything, but I kind of need a cup of tea and a hug right now. Anyway, we had a great date day. My husband's like my best friend. So we found some evaporated milk that our friends had given us. Again, it's not really something I use very often. It's quite sweet. I tend to drink we call it skim milk in the UK, or semi-skimmed, but it's 1 or 2% here. So that's kind of what I was grabbing. And it was a little runnier than I expected. I think I was thinking it was condensed milk. But yeah, if you have any other ideas of what to do with evaporated milk, please leave them below, because I have about 4 cans to go through, and I can't think of where I would use them, you know. So yeah, mixing that together took a little bit longer than I thought it was going to take, and the texture was a bit strange. So definitely the smell was just I wasn't loving life. So I brought my good old friend cinnamon. I get this cheap one from Amazon. Probably get this about every 2 weeks. It's probably not cost effective. I should just get the big one. But and I sprinkled in what would be around about, I think, a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of the cinnamon. My husband said you can use something called pumpkin spice. No, that's not right. What was it? Pumpkin pie spice, sorry. So I'll have to see is that just a spice you get here? I don't know. I'm fairly new to the States. Husband's in the military and we're stationed here at the moment. He's an American. Yeah, I totally dropped that applesauce. Trying to be all smooth on camera and stuff. I was like, because this is only my second video, guys. My second cooking video. I am learning, as you're seeing. Before I came to the States, I was a nurse, a career woman for 20 odd years, and I really could barely boil an egg. So I'm learning everything from scratch in a different country. Have some sympathy, please. So yeah, the applesauce, I took a taste. It didn't sweeten it anything at all. And I know it's an unsweetened applesauce, but I thought that the sugar in the fruit would help a little bit, but it did not. So I threw another one in. I was like, well, I need some sugar. I'm kind of working on the sugar addict thing. But yeah. And so that went in. We don't really use applesauce in baking in England either. I feel like you guys are really you're quite creative in what your fat substitutes are and things in desserts here. People say American food is like bland and boring and fast food, and it's absolutely not. It's I'm loving every kind of dish I explore, and I'm really trying to love the pumpkin and find ways that pumpkin works for our family, including me, so I can enjoy it too. So yeah, into that 9x13 sprayed pan, I just poured the whole of that mixture, which smelled really nice now because it's kind of full of cinnamon. Is pumpkin pie spice just cinnamon, or is it got other stuff in as well? So our friends also gave us this huge box of, I think it's a 15.25 ounce box of the Dolly Parton like banana cake, box cake mix. And it smells amazing. I thought at that point, I hadn't realized it was banana. And I thought it was just like one of those yellow cake mixes. So it was extra sweet and wonderful. And it made up for not having like too much sweetness in the pumpkin mixture. Went on pretty easily. I've been watching these videos and everybody just kind of dumps it on in their own fashion. But I wasn't very brave. So you can see I'm like, oh, I don't want to get it over the edge. And yeah, it did the whole thing. I didn't think it would, but we didn't need to open the second box at all. We just used one. And it's at that point that I'm like, this smells good. This is not just yellow cake. Smoothed it out a little bit. Didn't need too much work. And then I was watching a video at the same time as I was watching this. So I was like, what is the next step? And she says butter. So not convinced, but because some of them, they melt the butter. And then others, they put sticks of butter in squares on. And I just decided to do that because I didn't want to dirty another dish. I'd already gone through like 3 dishes there and I was annoyed. And so I think, what was I doing? I was chatting to my husband who's filming. And we were laughing. One of his favourite shows at the moment is the 2nd season of Wednesday. And that's on in the background. And he was just laughing at that. So yeah, just thinly slice that butter. It's 1 stick of butter. You can see, very new to cooking and baking. I don't have the knack down. One of my sister-in-laws, I actually have 4 amazing sister-in-laws. I have 1 in England and 3 in the States. And one of my sister-in-laws in the States is an actual chef. So she is so kind. She sends me tips and recipes all the time. And my other 2 sister-in-laws in the States actually do as well. So one gave me a collection of books. It's like 5 ingredients or less. And the other one just gives me her entire recipe portfolio and everything's amazing. Shout out to my sister-in-laws. Yeah, so I was like, to my husband, I was like, do I just put this on? He's like, I've never made a dump cake. So the pair of us together, we're like, well, I guess we just shove it in, try and cover as much as we can, right? Like, I think next time I probably would try the melted butter, rather. So, it was a little fiddly. I'm so awkward in the kitchen still. I hope that improves quickly. Like, for those of you who started off like me, like a complete novice, you never learned from your mum or anything, how long did it take you guys to learn how to feed a family? So my husband's like, oh, looks great. And we knew we needed a topping, and all we had was this weird old bag of chopped pecans even, and it was probably a bit stale if we're honest. And then we had like a little bit of brown sugar, so I'll put the recipe in the comments because I can't quite remember how much brown sugar we went with. I want to say it's 1/4 to 1/2 cup, but I don't want to lie, so I will put the actual recipe in the comments. And we do not use brown sugar a lot in England. I don't think I really came across it at all until I came here. And I loved the smell of it. That when you open the bag and it's like all the toffee smells and everything. And my husband's favourite nut is pecan. Like, he would eat that every day of the week. So we were excited to find a bag. So I mixed that together for like 20 seconds, and then we just went ahead and sprinkled that directly on our dump cake thing. I was trying to be all delicate and sweet at first, and I was like, oh, I just want one dessert. It was cold tonight, so this was the perfect dessert to have. It's actually, the flavors are very autumn, or fall as they say here. Went really, really well. We had just enough. I could probably get it done with a little bit more brown sugar. Dump that in. Yeah, it really smelled great at this point. It was really lovely. And so we're going to put that in the oven, 350. Now, I left mine in for 50 minutes, but I think I'm going to say 45 is the sweet spot in the recipe, because you'll see it came out a little bit toasted, which was fine. We still ate it. See, the nuts are just a little bit toasted, and I'm a Brit, so of course we're going to have that with some Bird's instant custard, because standard vanilla yumminess. All right, have a great night, guys.